said Sean and have gas.
Oh, God. So it's not Sean for once, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Hey,
and then he told me
I'll bring it
how
back if you want.
his girlfriend's cool that they like have a fart off.
No, you don't.
Well, every night.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my God.
Wait, what?
Well, no, it's not friendly though. It's kind of hostile, but
It's kind of hostile. Well, what's up, guys? Welcome to the official Body Spartan podcast. My name is Gabe Tuft. I'm the founder of Body Spartan, and I'm going to do that all over again because I am off the charts loud right now. Holy hell.
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything.
I mean, am I drowning you guys out?
How do we tighten this one?
yeah, you're a
That
lot
one
lighter.
cannot be tightened.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it can, but I mean, is
No.
it
It's okay.
sagging?
I mean,
Is it flaccent?
my 88-year-old
Oh, no, wait, it's
grandmother's a little
flaccid.
bit higher, but
Flaccid.
I mean, who's counting?
Who's counting? There's a
Who's
screwdriver in here somewhere. We could fix that.
It's right over
I
there.
don't think it's one of those.
Yeah, I got it.
No, it's a Phillips. That's a straight slot. Anyway, well, welcome to the Body Spartan podcast. We're all fucked up already because we don't know what the fuck's going on here.
We're fucked up on herbal tea.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. We all have our herbal tea. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I'm Gabe Tuft, the founder of Body Spartan. This is the weirdest intro ever. Hang on. All right, everybody. Hi, and welcome to the official Body Spartan podcast. My name is Gabe Tuft, the founder of Body Spartan. There, I did it. I feel so much better. And tonight, we're joined by our lovely IFBB Pro competitor, the one, the only, Christina Williams.
Oh, hello, Gabe.
Yeah, hello,
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. This is my Christina impression. And then, for the first time ever, you guys ready for this? The very first time ever. Drum roll, please.
Are they ready?
I don't think they can handle you, man. I don't know, dude.
Should we tell them who I am till later?
I'm debating, dude. I'm seriously debating to like actually get the voice behind the
He showed you the mystery
face.
sexy voice.
This is him, the one, the only, Sean Smith, Director of Customer Service, a videographer, my right-hand man, the guy that holds his company together. Say what's up, everybody.
What's up, everybody?
And
Make
the
sure you
crowd
eat that
goes
mic,
wild.
dude. Yeah, there you go. Right
We're
there.
gonna have to budget in some like legit like sound effects because this like crowd going wild is. I think I do
Oh,
Girls
yeah, I'm gonna
Gone
have to-
Wild much better.
Christina, Girls Gone Wild, Body Spartan brand
I know I
ambassador.
didn't see that episode.
Yeah.
Well, guys, tonight we're going to be talking about what is stopping you from actually getting started on a physique transformation. But like always, it's we're going to bullshit a little bit before we get into the meat and potatoes, the twigs and berries. The
What are you
nuts and
saying
bolts.
that we can't be serious?
Super cereal, guys. Oh my God. I don't know what's going on the week, Sean. What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Well, tell what's your deal, man?
Welcome
Nobody's
to your
ever
first
heard your voice
podcast.
except like the occasional once or twice here
In
and
the-
there
you know
in the
what-
background.
In the
what's
car with me, I make him
Oh,
Snapchat.
that's
I
right.
don't know if you
Yeah.
guys remember.
oh, what did we rap?
His
I rapped
rapping
something.
skills. He did have a 3-second interlude, which was kind of
Wait, what?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't, do,
What is-
I don't even do that for Jess.
Whoa.
Oh.
So you got a little taste of something that I.
Well, you know what? I'm more interested in this like nightly fart off that you and your
Oh
girlfriend
God.
have.
It's really not a big thing, but I get pretty gassy and she gets pretty pissy. So
Well, does she fart back?
it's not on command.
We should work on that.
Well, but it just kind of happens. It's like, oh well, I'm not gonna
Well, it's
hold
like
this
I'll
in.
do it. She'll get mad and then she'll do it, and I won't get mad.
I
It's
won't
not
get
really
mad.
a big thing, but
Oh
yeah.
my God.
But
I
it's-
have not even farted in front of Aaron. And let's hope that never happens.
I honestly Priscilla and I've been married for almost 17 years, and the ones that accidentally squeak out, I'm mortified. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh damn it, oh sorry.
You're like looking around, right? Like you're like,
Like, where's the
what-
dog? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, my 4-pound chihuahua. I'm like, it was your fault.
No, see, normally you try to hide them, right? I'm just trying to push them, like. Yeah, exactly.
He's got no shame.
So there's definitely no women left on this podcast. No.
There's definitely no fucks given at
Well,
all.
I mean, you just came in guns blazing too, Christina.
I did. You know what? My excuse is that we're on a very high protein diet. So what are you gonna do about
What are you
it?
gonna do? You know, you're
Yeah.
like getting, you're still staying all in shape for Rev 2,
I am.
which
you know,
we're filming.
We are, and
Exciting news.
Very exciting. But you know, this week has been really crazy. I don't know if you remember. I had a tree fall on my fucking car.
I do remember.
That's right.
I mean, I don't. People are like, you have the worst luck.
Explain what happened. Like, paint them the picture so that they can visualize what happened.
God.
Because you were supposed to come over and podcast.
I was.
And we were getting all prepped and ready to go. And
They're
I
like,
think, did I text you and like, hey, you still coming over? What was it? Or
Yeah, no, actually, you were editing Forge 5, and you were like, "I'm really sorry, but I'm locked in the
Oh,
editing
that's right.
room." And I was like, "Well, I'm really glad because mentally, I was trying to wrap my head around canceling with this fucking tree." having just been, cut off of my car. So what happened was we had a little bit of so California here, in Northern California, we've had a very long winter. And there's been lots of rain, as there is normally. And there's two parts of my front grass, and there's a tree kind of on the city side. And I had just taken Sullivan to the dog park.
I like how you position that. There was a tree on the city side.
Yeah, you like that?
Definitely not in my
I was
yard.
trying to picture that in my head.
And
Like,
he's
what's that
like
look like?
fucked up owners not like managing their property. But we won't talk about that
It's
right
the
now.
city's problem now.
The city's problem now.
Just throw it out there.
Even though the property manager was like, I warned them about that tree.
Too bad.
Yeah.
So there was a tree on the city side.
And literally, so I get out of the car, and Sullivan and I are at the front door, key in the fucking front door, and I look behind this big ass. This is not a little tree.
No, it was massive from the picture.
It is massive, and it is fully covering my Jeep Chenker.
What was it, like an oak tree or elm tree? What was it? It was massive.
Does it look like
You could
I
look
am
this-
like studying
you an
trees?
herbologist-
No,
or
I'm
herbologist-
not. I leave the
herbologist?
herbal shit to fucking Howie. Okay?
To Howie.
Yes.
And
the
Sean.
greenery.
I mean, he's pretty smart with that kind of shit.
Yeah, so of course, but I mean, I must have like the worst luck ever because people are like,
What was the damage? Like, I mean, is it totaled?
It's $12,000 worth of damage.
Whoa.
Yeah,
balls, dude.
$12,000 at a minimum.
Yo.
Yeah. So we're currently working that out with the insurance company.
What are you driving right now?
A rental.
The Fiat? The Geostorm?
I'm riding my broom, actually. I'm riding my fucking broom around. Yeah.
It's fitting. Very fitting, girl.
Sometimes I'm trying to
She's
learn
riding
the lesson.
her fart-powered broom. Is
Yeah,
what it is.
you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. But,
Oh, my God.
nevertheless.
Well, Sean, can you top that, bro?
About this week?
Yeah. I mean,
No. I mean, I got recognized for being behind a camera, which I thought was kind of weird.
that's kind of badass, actually.
Right?
When
Yeah,
you think
so how
about
did that
that,
happen?
how little that your face has been in the videos. Some of our videos have like 16 million views, and your face pops in every now and then.
Like it's
yo.
it's so little that I can count how many times it's probably twice.
are you rewatching them like one at a time? Like,
As he goes through and edits, he's like, yeah.
You know what? But it's probably like a Facebook Live or something back at stands.
Oh, yeah.
I
You
love
always
it.
swing around. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, your face has been on bunches of
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
So what happened was she's like, oh, my God, you're Sean from Body
No, she was
Spartan.
like, "You look really familiar." And then we started going back. I'm like, "Oh, how old are you? What school did you go to? When did you graduate?" And that didn't lead anywhere. And
oh, Jesus Christ.
That didn't get
and then
me
she's
anywhere.
like, "What do you do for work?" And I was like, "Oh, I work for a fitness company,
Stripper.
Body Spartan." You know what?
Obviously. Stripper, obviously. No, stripper.
Yeah. Wait, what would his stripper name be? Well, I can't even.
Ask me
Okay,
at the
she's
end
so
of the podcast.
tongue-tied right now just
I
thinking about
am.
it.
It's the tea.
Yeah.
There's some stuff in this herbal
The
tea.
herbal tea. So,
But yeah, that's how eventful my life is. That
was it?
That was it. Yeah.
So, like, what's the nights consist of, bro? You
Nights?
playing Overwatch? Overclock? Is that
What's
what
an
it's called?
Overwatch?
You know, I just started playing World of Warcraft again.
Really?
Just a little bit.
What something new that came out? Fortnite. That was it for a while, right?
Don't you guys get
Oh,
sick of sitting in
I am
front of these
terrible.
fucking computers all day long? I mean, you're editing, you're
I mean, it's all I
filming,
know.
and now you're going to play?
I get sick of it. That's why I had to get out and go watch John Wick 3 today without Howard.
Oh, was it good?
It was fucking rad. And Howie, if you're listening, I love you. Let me tell you what happened today. So today, actually, Howard and I have been trying to see John Wick 3 since it came out.
Didn't it
And-
just come out?
Well, like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
my
yeah. It's
bad.
been in theaters for a while. I don't know, maybe 3 weeks
Do
ago.
movies even hang around that long?
I don't know. But this one did. It came out like right after Endgame or so. I don't know, maybe it's 2 weeks.
You know
Whatever.
what it is? Keanu Reeves' acting is so slow that they got to leave it out for
Hey,
a little bit.
hey, he's my boy. Keanu's my boy. You know he rides motorcycles and he's fast as fuck too.
I would hope so.
Yeah. So Howard and I have been trying to do this. Howard got hurt. He was out at the lake with David and he was tubing.
Oh.
Dude, like the tube flew up in the air and he came down and he just felt this pop in his knee and he hyperextended every ligament in
Oh,
his
Jesus.
knee. Yeah. So he's out of work for 2 weeks. And he texted me like a week ago. He's like, yo, or he called me. He's like, my knee's fucked up. It was my fault, and I'm out of work for 2 weeks with no pay. Oh, you want to go see John Wick? I'm like, I can't today, but let's keep trying. So we've been trying for a week, and finally today, I text him, and it was 1 o'clock. I'm like, yo, dude, you want to go see John Wick 3? Are you still off work? He's like, yeah, but it took him a half hour to get back to me.
I'll bet.
And he goes, what time? And I got back to him. It was 4:10. This is like, I don't know, 2 o'clock. Another half hour, 45 minutes goes by. He's like, well, I got to go to the
Jeez.
gym. And then I text him something. And then another 45 minutes goes by and he texts me back. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going. I just went by myself. I was like, if you're gonna take 45 minutes to get back to me, Howie, I'm just gonna go see the damn movie on my own.
You know what's really interesting is so we were filming day 2 of Rev 2 last week, and I literally looked at Gabe during one of the lunch breaks, and I go, "Do you have any friends?"
That conversation is so depressing.
And
it wasn't depressing. It was very enlightening
and validating.
Yeah,
because I also do not really have any friends because we just work a lot.
Well, that's literally what it boiled down to. I mean, what about you, Sean?
They all moved away.
not by choice.
Wait, is that like the rooster that got shooed out of the fucking street? Because
God.
Oh my God, how long? Okay, so for those of you guys that don't know, Gabe, every fucking time that I've come over here, you're like, what is that noise? And maybe it's been on some podcasts. And
the rooster? Yeah, you can hear him in the background.
Oh my God. And so literally, I mean, I didn't ask you about it, but you're like, so Gabe looks very well rested today.
That's what you said when you came in.
And I go, hey.
No, you said your skin looks nice.
I did.
I'm all, did I have acne before or something? Like, I don't know. It's like, you look very well rested, Gabe.
And he goes, we got rid of that fucking rooster. I said, how did we do that?
Well, yeah, let's back the hate truck up. So most people that have listened to this podcast know we do it at my house and we keep the windows open. And then there's all these fucking roosters and chickens a block away at Walgreens.
Oh my God.
I don't know how they came to be, but
is
for
that
the
what we're calling
8 years
it now?
I have lived here, there have been roosters and chickens at fucking Walgreens. And it started with like 6. Now there's like 60 of them. And they cross the street with like their babies to the Chevron station. Everybody stops and like Pete's Coffee must feed them. There's like little chicken feed out there now. And they're just part of Pete's and Walgreens. Like everybody knows. Where do you live? Oh, I'm at Pete's and Kentucky. Oh, is that where all the chickens are? Yeah, I'm right behind there. Like, oh, I know exactly where that is.
Where normal neighborhoods have like stray cats.
Yeah, we have stray roosters and chickens. Literally. So this rooster decides to mosey up to our front yard, and just like the time before when we had one living on, we have this big pedestal on our front doorstep that's giant. It's like 3 feet wide, I think, maybe 2 feet. I don't know. It just sits there. It's like a decorative piece. And you were here for the other one, right, Sean? You remember?
Didn't you have one in the house once?
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
Priscilla and Mia did the same thing. They put some food close to the doorstep for the chicken and left the door open. The chicken just walks in the house. And apparently when a rooster walks in your house, it owns the fucking place.
Oh my God.
So then it started just sleeping on the pedestal by the front doorstep. And it likes to, and we keep our windows open because we don't have AC in the house. And every morning, 3 a.m., like clockwork.
Stop it.
You just hear this flap, 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 this loud flapping, and it scares the shit out of me. And I sit straight up in bed, and I hear this. I'm like, okay, it's just going to do one. And then, do two. And then, like, 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh my God.
And the BB guns never came out.
I don't have a BB gun.
Oh my God, I would have loaned you one.
But you're at that point when you're just like, I'm too tired to get up. It's gonna stop. And it doesn't stop. You're like, okay, I'll get up on the next one. And you're like, no, I'll get up on the next time it grows.
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. They finally stop. But then you're already just tossing and turning. Then your alarm goes off, and you're like, okay, well, there goes all my sleep. So
How
it's
long
totally fucked.
have you been putting up with this shit?
So this rooster has been at least 2.5 weeks.
Oh my God.
And so what I've been doing is, I don't want to be a dick and like do what I did last time and just Babe Ruth the thing. And that was an accident. It flew at me.
Honey,
with
we're having
talons out.
chicken for the next 3 nights.
We are
Don't
no
tell
longer
anyone.
vegan. Oh
my God.
I'm no longer vegan, by the way, or vegetarian, and I'll explain that later. But anyway, I've been taking a broom and I've just been like pushing at it. It's sitting on the pedestal at night, so I'll see it there at like 11 o'clock at night, and I'll take the broom and I'll push at it, and it just kind of puts his head down and just and it's just like, you can't see what I'm doing because we're on a podcast, but it kind of like bunches up tight and then won't move. It goes brr, brr, as I push on it, brr, and finally I'm like, and I give it a good shove. It's like, and it just runs away.
I'm going back to fucking Pete's. This is some bullshit.
But it stops. It stops in my front yard. It stops in the grass, and then it kind of like looks back at me. So then I'm the crazy guy on the block, and I have this long broom in my hand, and I'm swinging it around like, get out of here, beat it, like running down the street in my shorts. And I swear, people driving by are like, who the fuck is this crazy
my God.
dude?
I thought Cops was being filmed here now.
No, like,
maybe
literally.
that's why they're like, large WWE wrestler retired now seeks out chickens.
Yeah, it's literally what's going on, dude. He's gone nuts. Well, anyway, guys, that's what's going on in our weeks. Sean's, I think you get the award for least exciting week in your off time.
I'm most damaging, and you're
I don't know, the
most doing the damage.
chicken chaser.
I mean, gaming could be only so exciting. So
Well, you know what? Your life's exciting. I mean, you game, you have fart offs with the girl, and I mean that's pretty unique.
He gets to rap in the car with me when he picks me up because I don't have a vehicle.
What, Sean?
I feel like I've done nothing more than look at apartments this week.
You've been busy. Sean's moving, man.
Yeah.
He's trying to get a new place.
Yeah.
What's the reason you're looking for apartments?
Just bigger.
But why?
Well, her sister needs a place to stay, so
you guys are all shacking up?
Yeah.
It's not cheap in this fucking area, I will tell you that.
No.
No.
The further north you go, the cheaper it gets.
And the more rural it gets too. Lake County style.
Yes. Maybe we should open up a dentist office out there. We'd make a fucking killing.
In Lake County. Well, nobody can afford it. That's the problem. Well, anyway, guys, let's give a couple of quick plugs here real quick before we dive into the information that we're going to be giving you tonight. And trust me, it is really good info. You're going to love this. And it's always good. Like always, cool, new, exciting stuff for Body Spartan. I know I've been promising this for a long time. The mobile app is finally coming.
Oh, wow. What's the release date?
June 28th, I get my alpha build. And so for those of you that don't know, an alpha build is my private build that all of us here will get to look at and share and test. And as soon as we're done testing, which I'll probably test it in a day, I'm gonna go balls to the wall and test this fucking thing. They'll turn around, they'll approve it, they'll spit it out for the beta build, which is the official release. And then we'll have all our programs in there.
That's so exciting.
Hopefully Forge 5 will be in there. Guys, we just released this. Oh my God, we need another payment. You guys want to know what this is? So it's the mobile app cost me 4 payments of $5,700. So do the math on that. Was that $23,000?
My butt just hurt when I said that.
I had a change order where we decided to do the all access pass, and we went from a single purchase to the all access pass. That was an additional $3,000 just to make those changes. So we're in this $26,000 right now. Wow. And then they hit me. I'm like, hey, I got a new program coming in. They're like, oh, it's $4,200 to add Forge. I'm like, what? Oh, dude, we need to sit down and talk. So
yeah, are they going to charge you for every?
Well, they
told
edition?
Me
it was going to be $1,000 or $1,500 to add a program. I'm like, okay, we can do that. That's manageable. But I'm like, yo, that's a quarter of the cost of building the whole app, and there's 7 programs in there as it is, guys. This is. I'm like, talk to me now.
And not just that, though, but I mean this whole platform that we're all now on. I mean, we're going to be delivering content on a scheduled basis, so that means regular, new, very robust programs. Forge 5 coming out. And that's Rev 2, and they're each 3-month programs. Yeah. And so it's when you're looking for a 12-week program that you're rolling into the next, that's constant. Yeah. Writing more checks.
There's a lot of check writing that's going to happen, but I want to deliver the best content to everybody, and that's what it's going to take. The mobile app will have all the body composition tracking, every program in it, but it's also going to have the gym tracker. And how many fucking comments do you get on that, Sean, on a daily basis?
What is a gym tracker?
I don't like to talk about it.
The gym tracker is where you can actually input your weight, your sets, your reps, the rest time, the whole 9 yards.
I love that.
You can track. I just burped. You can track everything. Oh, that was terrible. I kind of tasted that.
Oh, you know why? It's because you're eating meat again.
It's exactly. Yeah. So here's the thing with meat, too.
That's
before
what she
we.
said.
Yeah, you're eating meat again. Here's the thing with me.
We can smell it on your breath.
It's been there. Well, the thing is, I had originally stopped eating meat to lower the blood pressure because of my whole heart thing that was going on. I had high blood pressure and I was trying to lower it. And what I found out was even though my systolic was getting lower, which is the upper one, the diastolic was staying really high. It was 80 or 90 consistently. Am I resting? It was it would be 120 something over 88. I'm like, yo, that's not good. And that's part of the reason that I'm having problems.
Yeah.
And so what I ended up doing was talking to the surgeon. He goes, well, that's salt. The diastolic's all salt. And I started looking at what I was eating. I'm like, well, what do I eat? I'm like, I eat, I've been having some pita chips here and there because I'm in that I don't give a fuck thing because I got surgery coming up. And I came to understand that all these fake meats, the mock meats that we've been eating, loaded in sodium.
They're loaded. You're talking
ridiculous
about
amounts.
And you know what's really crazy is a lot of people they're investing in Beyond Meats and these companies, and I'm like, look, you want to make a fucking pretty penny? Make a soy-based meat that's not 43% of your daily allotment of sodium in a 3 ounces for a 2,000 calorie diet.
Dude, the tofurkey, the lunch slices, the little deli slices that I have, they are almost, I think they're 350 or 400 milligrams of sodium per 2 slices. And that's
Unbelievable.
barely the equivalent of like 1 slice of deli meat.
You know,
Like,
and
what?
We should do another talk on the pros and cons of vegetarian and vegan.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the reasons that people would, and I hate this term, but say that they are, let's just say skinny fat, where they're like, well, I'm not big, but I'm holding on to this excess. Yeah, it's fucking salt.
Yeah.
And salt and water, and they are, because they're going to Trader Joe's and whatnot, and they're buying these, tofurkey or whatever you want to call it, and
Tofurkey,
it's like
Beyond Meat.
and we all speak English.
yeah.
However, we're not very well versed in reading nutrition labels and knowing really what they mean.
I think that's one of the biggest problems. I mean, what do you see? I mean, I see it in Facebook all the time when I'm doing messages, but when you get customer service emails, Sean, what are you seeing as far as nutrition? Are people just not checking nutrition labels? Are they asking questions? Like, what do you see, dude? For anybody that didn't see that, which is everybody, Sean is like, I don't know, you caught me off guard.
The last couple of lives, I took him into
Totally
Starbucks.
put him on the spot. He's like, I don't know what to say.
I took him into Starbucks, and we just read a couple of the labels.
Yeah.
And unfucking believable, the macros on everything. I mean, everything.
In
And
Starbucks?
they're like, oh, what if I get a protein box? You mean a salt box? Or like, what do you got?
Or a fat
and
bomb.
it's not a protein box. It's really a carb box with a fuck ton of salt, of fat.
Yeah.
And it's like, how did you get this much salt in here? Like, I'm so confused as to how this happened.
Or why?
Or why? What?
You know why is...
Why would they put so much salt in it?
Because it tastes good. That's what the problem is that I think Americans in general have a super high sodium diet. We don't even realize it.
Yeah, they don't realize it. Your tolerance, just like with alcohol or any other type of added, micro, you have your macronutrients and you have your micronutrients. And so your micronutrients are things that they're supposed to be taken in smaller amounts. And people just are not really aware that they have to look at those things, you know? I mean, when's the last time you're like, oh my God, I'm getting too much vitamin D? Never.
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 Well,
so.
here's what's interesting. Now that I've been, fully restricted from doing any activity whatsoever, I can go for walks before surgery is all I'm allowed to do. I can go for a walk. I can ride the motorcycle leisurely. And what I'm noticing is I have now I think what is happening is I've got like the typical American experience where I'm not active. The things that would not affect my health previously are totally affecting me. So I was so active before. I would always do cardio. I'd always be at the gym. I was super active everywhere I go. I'd go play with, with Mia. And now I can't.
Yeah.
And so my body's not processing the salt the same way it used to. It doesn't process the sodium. It doesn't process all the nutrients. And it's like, I still kind of want to eat a lot, but I know that if I'm trying to do that, I'm just going to get fat.
And you have to watch your cholesterol because we sweat out 70% of our cholesterol.
Dude, that's
so if
huge.
You're not,
70%?
70%. And not only that, if you look at, a lot of us are eating a lot of eggs and the cholesterol is coming in the yolk. But, a lot of keto and just any bodybuilder's diet or anyone on a weight loss program, typically they're going to backfill with eggs and use yolk as the fat.
Yep.
If you're not sweating, then, and if you don't have even if you have a high propensity for, higher cholesterol, you got to go sweat it out. But you do have options, you can sit in the sauna. I don't know if your doctor has, said that you can go do something like that, but you could make that as part of your normal regimen.
I could. Yeah, actually, as long as it doesn't get my blood pressure up.
Yeah.
Which the sauna really won't. It just sweat some stuff out. I mean, a leisurely walk is the equivalent of being in a sauna, I think.
And then the hard thing too is watching those fake sugars, because although they don't have an insulin spike byproduct, they do affect your blood sugar.
Yeah, dude. And that's one of the things that most people don't know. They just go to is like, oh, it's, I'm going to use Splenda, I'm going to use aspartame or whatever. And it's like, oh, by the way, bing, but even, your pancreas is still working, even though you don't know.
But even the Truvium went out there all just blends.
Yeah.
People don't know that either.
Yeah, that just happens to be in your coffee or your tea right now. Huh?
It does.
Busted.
I was telling Sean before you got here that literally it's so sweet. It literally tastes like a melted popsicle.
Ooh,
I know,
like a sweet little thing to.
It's not Jack Daniels, but
no, it's definitely not a JD podcast. Hey, Sean, what's this I hear about free hats?
Oh yes, if you want a free hat, use code. What was it? Free hat.
The code?
Yeah.
Is it literally free hat?
It is.
Wow, did you come up with that one on your own?
No, I did it.
He's
I'm just throwing him a softball right now.
So go to our website, bodyspartan.com, throw a hat in your cart, use promo code free hat at checkout, and just pay the shipping, right?
Yeah, that's it, man. $24.99 value. We're just feeling nice. We're like, you know what? We got so many hats, and we can afford to give a couple away. So let's just get them out there, get people wearing them. They're badass. They're the savagery at their finest. I'm actually wearing one right now.
He does.
I think I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the savagery at its finest hat. They're fucking rad. And actually, that came around one day because Brandon was just like, yo, savagery at its finest. I like that, Gabe. Let's use it. I'm like, all right, let's use it, bro. Okay, so that's it. Forge 5X is now live. Brian Cage's program is out. It's 12 weeks. It's intermittent fasting with keto, with carbs, and then with deficit keto. And so far, guys are going on, they're just getting into like phase 2 almost, I think, right?
Yeah.
Been out for...
Yeah, that's about right.
You hear the chickens?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You hear them?
Either that or your neighbors are starting to webcam.
It's literally the chickens, dude.
Maybe both. Maybe both.
Anyway, guys, the results are in and people are just loving it. I mean, it's more intense than Savage Shred, and people are weighing in that they have never been this sore before. It's all time under tension to start with, the first 2 weeks, and then we move on to blood flow maximization, and it just goes nutty from there. So every 2 weeks, we're changing the type of training that we're doing. And then every 4 weeks, we change up the diet. So this is just total like neuromuscular randomization at its best with an amazing diet. Of course, Brian Cage is a fucking machine. He's leading that up. So if you guys want to get the 14-day free trial of the All Access Pass, Forge 5X is in it. So 14 days free on us, any program you want, including the Big Arm Bible, which, don't tell anybody this, but it's a PDF. If you haven't downloaded it, you can get your 14-day free trial, the All Access Pass at bodyspartan.com. Go download the Big Arm Bible, which we usually charge a buttload for, and you get to keep it. And I won't cry if you don't stay on forever with us. It's my way of saying, hey, try our shit. See how fucking awesome it is.
Some candy.
Put on, you want some candy?
And I think we
piece of candy.
And we put a little surprise in the background when we're filming Rev 2, right?
Oh my God, you guys are wait. Do we just gonna wait for it?
Yeah, no.
I think we should just wait for it and see if we notice it as we're like moving shit around.
Yeah, that'll
it.
be good. And that's a jet going by. Holy shit. They are just getting bigger and bigger. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to invest in some like AC.
They're getting bigger and bigger. They're getting lower and lower.
I noticed that, dude. It probably goes over your house too, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. That airport's they widened it, I think, or I don't know.
What airport?
The Sonoma County one. Didn't they do the work on it so they get bigger jets in there?
Oh, I don't know. In Petaluma, we're hiding.
Well, we're right in the flight path all of a sudden. Right. Anyway, all right, guys, so that's the All Access Pass. Every program we've ever offered, plus the Spartan Army, which is our weekly content section, motivational video, fit tip, weekly standalone workout, and then once a month we give you a recipe. And we've got an archive of like a year and a half of weekly stuff in there now, Sean?
Oh, like
2 years?
2 years.
2 years?
Maybe even 2.5.
Jeez. So you get all the archives. None of this has ever been published on our regular social media. It's only available to our VIP peeps as part of the All Access Pass. And that membership alone used to be $20 a month. So go get this, guys. Go try it out. There's no excuse not to, which leads us into our topic for tonight, which is what is stopping you from starting a fitness program or from starting a physique transformation or just generally making a massive change in your life. And it's kind of cool because I threw this one at Christina. I was like, hey, yo, what do you want to talk about tonight? And she came up with this really amazing topic. And this is stuff we hear all the time. Sean, you hear it all the time because people are messaging you and they've got excuses all the time.
I mean, I got some of my own.
What are yours?
I love food.
Okay.
You know what, though?
That's a good one.
That's actually, that's a misnomer because what's really interesting is that one of the number one pieces of the first comment that any of my clients will make is, I think you're feeding me too much food. And my second comment is, please trust me. And obviously, you found me. You found us for a reason, and that you've been starving yourself, and your body literally goes into a shutdown mode, and just like your system is running on emergency generator power, but you're trying to run the fucking vacuum and the hair dryer and the the refrigerator, and it's like why people are like, oh, I only had an apple today. I don't know why I'm losing weight. Why I'm not losing weight.
when
you
it's
know?
slowing your metabolism down, and you really should
Exactly.
be eating more frequently.
It's called metabolic adaptation, and it happens in both reverse dieting in a positive way and in a negative way when you are on too long of a calorie deficit and your body is like, I'm not going to trust this bitch anymore because I'm fucking hungry.
Yep.
And it actually, your organs try to need less. And Sean, I'm not coming at you. It's just, when we were talking about this topic, there's so many reasons why I don't, like, I've actually been gifted to people. They're like, look, I bought you, 2 months with my coach.
Ooh.
And I don't know why.
How does that make you feel when you're gifted to somebody?
And they don't use the opportunity. I
was kind of making more of like a sexual innuendo, but okay. My name's Christina. I've been gifted to you for the next 2 weeks.
I'm here for it's like one of those auctions, right? You never want to be that fucking person standing up there where they're like, and now we have the 5'10" Amazon woman with black hair,
it's like those
and the bidding
billionaire
goes
underground
at
Yeah, it's like the human trafficking,
Yeah.
auctions that we
Well, I
saw.
was
What
gonna
was
go-
it? It was in Taken, right? Is that when it happened? No, wait. What movie was
It's
that?
one of those Hostel movies.
Oh, is that what it was?
Or Taken is one of those.
I don't know, dude.
Like, can you imagine if you're that person standing up there and
Like,
they're like, let's start at 500 and no one bids. Let's start at $75. Do we have a drink? Can someone buy this bitch a drink?
Can somebody just get her a double? And wait, 3, 2, 1. The internet has been triggered.
Yes.
But honestly, dude, Sean, you got a good point there, man. You love food, and the number one bullet point we have going into this is that the unknown is uncomfortable, and what's your fear? It's like, I love food. You're afraid of.
I don't want to be restricted. If I see something and I want it, I'm going to eat it.
And if you're restricted, it's going to be uncomfortable, right?
Exactly.
It's going to change the cycle that
Oh,
you're in.
okay. I
Right?
can't eat that.
But do you
Then I
want
gotta-
it? Like, do you want a body transformation?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I don't really give a shit.
No, I do. I mean, honestly, I'm comfortable where I'm at, but I wouldn't mind feeling and looking better.
So how long have you been with your fiance now, right?
About 3.5 years.
So I think my question sometimes is, because when you have that partner, that significant other, and you guys get together and then I'm not saying you're comfortable, but fuck, I mean, how many people get married and then they're like, we don't know what the fuck happened? You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I
you
mean?
see that all. I
like the
just saw it
Best from
today on
20.
Facebook. There's that picture of Thor where it's like single and he's like all ripped, and then it's in the end game. Have you seen that, dude? Where he's
No.
like got the fat suit on.
No.
Dude, so he actually put on this fat suit and he's just walking around like a big old beer belly the whole time. This long old beard is like after marriage or something like that, or after he's taken. Like
Yeah.
the before and after, like what happened?
Yeah, but I mean, so it's like, if there's no kind of draw, I mean, other than is it just kind of like a pie in the sky thing that like, that would be nice, but
It's more of, it'll happen eventually.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
that is really good. What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that really mean?
I see the picture, but I don't see the steps that's going to take me there.
But it's also like you said it'll happen eventually. It's
Like,
like,
I'll do it.
it's up here, and I'll get to that when I
I'll
have
get
time.
to it.
Is
When
that
I
like
have
the
time.
random trip to Europe? You're like, one of these days I'm going to go
Yes.
to Italy and make it happen.
Yeah.
Dude, so this is great. This isn't even on our list of
It's
things
not.
to talk about, and I totally want to sidebar because there's another burp. Ugh,
Oh, God.
it's terrible.
I tasted that one. Jesus Christ.
Because that is a really good point, man. People have the someday
Yeah.
thing that they do. It's like, oh, someday I'm gonna go to Paris. I'm guilty of that. Someday I want to get to Paris, and I just haven't done it yet. I've been to Lyon, but I haven't been to Paris. But someday, I'm going to do a physique transformation, what you just said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's up there. It's like, oh, I'm going to do that. It's like the New Year's resolution kind of thing. But the problem is when it's someday, it's not today.
And I'm busy.
And life gets in the way. So everybody's
Yeah.
got their 9 to 5, their 8 to 5. Or like Sean and I, we work fucking 7 to 3 a.m. we go nonstop. So does Christina. That's why we have no friends. We didn't
Yeah.
even talk about that.
Yeah.
We started to, but the reason we don't have any friends is because we are so dedicated to
And
the
you
work
know
that we
what's so
do.
cute is he goes, well, you're my friend, Christina. And I go, oh, you're my friend. too."
Like, I have 3 friends.
one friend.
Oh, I have 4 now. It's you, Sean, and Howie. That's it.
Somehow I didn't get the call to go to see John Wick
Sorry,
earlier, but
girl.
that's all
I
right.
literally hopped on the bike and was like, fuck it, I'm going. That was it, dude. But someday. So back to the whole someday thing. I mean, if you're listening, and I'm say but if you're listening to this right now, I want you to ask yourself this question. What is that one thing that you have wanted to do that's on your someday list? And I want you to write it down. I want you to, if you're driving, obviously be fucking careful, but like, pull out a piece of paper, get a pen, pull out your iPhone. I've said this before. If you got a phone, you got an Android, whatever, get your notepad out and write down right now, wherever you are, write down that someday thing, the thing that's highest on your list. What is that? Write it down. And when you're done writing it down, I want you to think about all the reasons that you have not done that. And I want you to write those down too. And just take a second and do that with us, guys, because you're going to start seeing all the reasons are bullshit. They're all fucking excuses.
I don't know if they can't see it. And here's let me give you a scenario, and let me tell you from my experience what has happened.
Do tell.
Let's take a couple in their early 40s, okay? You have a wife. Let's say they have kids. Maybe they had kids around their late 20s, and they literally spend the next 10 to 12 years taking care of everyone else. And then what happens is, this is where we say they have a midlife crisis, which is fucking bullshit. What happens is, they wake up one day and they go, what the fuck happened? This is not my body. Yep. My kids are now in junior high school. Free time's kind of freeing up a little bit. And they're like, holy shit. And then Mother Nature fucks them even more. They slow down their testosterone production. They slow down their estrogen and the rest of their hormones. And then they're like, this is not the body that I remember having, but I've been so fucking distracted with life getting in the way, and even sometimes their relationships. And then they're at this point where they're like, I don't know what to do. And you know what I mean?
Well, they don't know what to do, but they're also like, where'd the time go?
Where did the time go?
I think that's what we're getting at here, is that time is fucking limited.
Exactly.
And it goes by so fast because we get caught up with our everyday shit. So just like you were saying, where they got the kids to raise, they got the job, they got to pay the bills.
Right.
All this shit's happening. And in the meantime, like you said, Mother Nature's taking its toll, and like all your fucking hormones are changing and shit like that, and your diet's changing. What I'm getting at is that when you look at that list of the reasons that you could not get to your someday thing, your life is literally passing you by. And I think that's what you're getting at too,
yeah,
Christina. It's like life is actually passing you by. It's ticking backwards. And we've talked about this so many times, but I'm such a huge advocate of seizing every opportunity. And if you guys get our emails, if you're on our email list, you'll see in my signature, it's, one life, one chance, seize the day. That's literally what I put at the end of every email, so that people just start reciting that. And that's what I want you to understand, is that all these excuses that you have in the way, oh, I got to pick up the kids. Oh, I got to go to work. I got to do this. Well, what are you doing to work towards that someday goal? And I want you to go ahead and I want you to look at those things that you wrote down. I want you to do one more thing for me. I want you to write down 3 things that you're going to do starting right now to get to your someday thing. What are those 3 things? Because you don't have an infinite amount of time on this planet. You have a very limited time. And speaking of that, like I'm quickly realizing how mortal I am. 3 years ago, I'm like, I'm fucking immortal, dude. I was on TV, I was wrestling, I'm a big bodybuilder guy, I got a company, and and all of a sudden, dude, my heart's like taking a crap on me. Well, and I haven't told anybody this, but like, I think Sean knows, but my surgery got bumped. Like, I go in on July 8th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I haven't told anybody.
That is a bump up.
Yeah,
that's a big bump.
That's a big bump, because we were talking about 6 months.
Yeah, it was supposed to be December, and I got a call from the surgeon like a month ago, and he goes, I had the guys remeasure everything because we were just doing some due diligence, and he's like, you are way farther along than we thought, and we need to get you in here. I'm all, well, that's a game changer. So here I am feeling super mortal. And when I tell you guys that like time is limited, like, here I am, there's a 99% chance of success for what's going on with me, even though I'm having my entire aorta replaced, but there's still a chance. And I'm like, this is not normal. So it's like that someday thing, like me taking my family to Paris.
No.
That hasn't happened. And I don't have time to do it before this.
And what are you not doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you not doing?
What could I have, dude? When I look back at that, I'm like, what could I have done? I could have set more money aside to save. I could have done this. I could have done that. I could have changed the way the company went. I could have looked ahead.
You can't mindfuckery yourself.
No,
that way.
I'm not. But I'm saying, what did I learn? Anytime something happens where there's an incident in my life, and this is good for everybody, I think, and this is going to sound really weird, but every time I go down on the motorcycle, like if I'm on the racetrack and I go down, I crash, my coach always goes, okay, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm a little banged up, but I'm good. He's like, cool. Bike can be fixed. You can't. Now, what did you learn?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, dude, these bike crash, you've seen them, dude. You saw, like, after I wrecked at Thunder Hill West when I yard sailed the bike for the first time, just like the 100-mile-an-hour crash, there was nothing left of it, dude. Like, it's traumatic. But you look at this big thing and you go, what did I learn? And I've been able to take that and apply it to every major incident that's going on in my life. And so, not mind fucking myself, like you said.
Yeah.
But it looks like that from the outside. But what I'm really trying to do is dissect it and go, okay, next time, what will I do better? What will I do to change it, to change the entire course of what's happening? So I know when I'm coming around turn 5 at Thunder Hill, I'm not going to grab a brake at full lean. Same thing with wanting to go to Paris.
Yeah.
I know that I'm going to start setting money aside, and I'm going to do everything I can to turn this company this way, drive more revenue, help Sean understand the things that I do on a daily basis, give you more responsibility so that we can hire somebody or you so that you can do train this person how to do customer service. Then I can go take a week vacation. Then Sean can take a week vacation. And everybody's happy. And I can take my kid to Paris. Him and Jess get to go do whatever you want. Like, everybody wins. That's what I'm talking about. Like, time's limited. Look at what you've been doing in the past and how do you fucking change it?
Well, and not only that, but you do have to reflect, but then looking at that and saying, okay, what's going to be now the next catalyst for change? Because the scary part, and kind of go back to the topic, is, why are we waiting for some big catastrophic health event like a doctor telling us you need to lose 50 pounds?
You got to go into open heart surgery.
Right. And then, what I have to say is, social media, I think, and I know I'm always a big advocate to educate people on this topic, but I think that it has perpetuated this existence where we're not really forced to go out in the general public and kind of maintain ourselves anymore, because we now, if we so choose, can have a front row to this artificial life without ever fucking leaving our house.
Right.
And people will miss family reunions. They will not go on trips.
Yep.
They will bicker with their partner because they don't feel good.
Dude, so this is great because it's going to segue into the second bullet point. I want to finish on this first bullet point really quick. Basically, it was the fear of being uncomfortable, fear that our lives will forever be changed, and that itself is uncomfortable. We know that change is painful, and it can be painful, but it forces us to break our current cycle, and it forces us to take risks. I mean, for me to change the whole direction of the company to this all access pass, that's a huge risk. I mean, we took a massive revenue hit doing that, and I'm like, can we survive?
Yeah.
There's going to be this gigantic transition period where, excuse me, we don't have the revenue coming in from people buying programs individually, and we're it's the all access pass is $19 a month.
Yeah,
it's $19 fucking dollars
What
a
is
month.
that, like 3 trips to Starbucks?
I mean, yeah, literally. But I mean, the point is, a program before was $100, and so everybody that was buying a program, I mean, that's a fifth of the revenue we just lost, and I had to make that decision. So it's risky. And I had to calculate it, but I took the risk and everything's working out great. And it forces us out of our comfort zone is what it does. And that's really what I want you guys to understand, is that you got to have progress in your life. And making progress starts with change, and it starts with taking massive action. And in order to do that, you have to change, you have to take risk, you have to get uncomfortable. So go get uncomfortable. And so now the second bullet point, which is actually number 3 on our list, I'm going to skip number 2, guys. It's the fear that I won't have balance. And Christina penned this really nicely. But we're talking about wasted time, and we're talking about, this life that you have on social media where it's like you don't have to venture outside. The fastest way to have balance in your life is to look at where your time is being spent.
Exactly.
And this was like an eye opener to me. I found this about a week ago. The screen time thing on the iPhone. Have you seen that?
Well, did I mention it to you that what I?
Oh yeah, you did.
I mentioned not to take credit, but what I do, because there's a lot
where
of
credit's due, girl.
So I have folks that they're so busy. Where do we find this fucking time? And so what I'll make them do, and these are some of the traits that that you have to portray as a professional athlete, is you need to know in your regimen what to protect. And so what I would do is and for the folks listening at home, this is what I recommend. For 7 days straight, painstakingly, you need to write a journal of every fucking thing that you do at every minute of the day.
Yes.
And I guarantee you are wasting so much time on, like it's a job, in a job that's not even paying you, and that's social media. And I think what you're alluding to is a screen time.
Yeah.
And do you know how much time I spend on social media?
Do tell.
45 minutes.
Okay, so I'm going to challenge
living,
everybody here. I want you to.
If I'm not living,
if you're not living, I looked at mine today for the first time because as I was typing up the notes, I'm like, oh yeah, screen time, dude, this thing's awesome. And I looked at it it was like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when you mentioned it. I looked at it. I meant to bring it into fruition and start using it, but I want everybody to look at their screen time. Like today, I have 3 hours and 6 minutes on the phone.
Oh, mine's off.
Well, you need to turn it on.
That sucks.
Just turn it on. What's yours, Christina? You 45? Well, it's may or may not be accurate because
it was a Monday, right? So 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Okay, but for you and me, part of that is
but
time.
I've only been on it for 4 hours. And most of that was calls.
Okay, so yeah, and so it tracks your total amount of time, but it's got a breakdown. Like social networking, I spent 1 hour 58 minutes today. Other 13 and productivity 8 minutes. So my thing is though. I spent a shit ton of time in the forum.
30 minutes productivity.
I spent a lot of time in the Body Spark community. I spent a lot of time posting. I spent a lot of time doing Instagram posts, responding to people. So I have to figure out a way to do this. So today I started setting limits, and what I want everybody to do.
Yeah.
Like you said create a journal. I definitely think starting right now, everybody needs to create a journal. So whether you sit down for TV, for streaming media, for YouTube, whatever it is, every time you sit down, I want you to just hit that timer and log how much time you spend.
Yeah, you'd be so
the
surprised.
biggest thing that we hear is like, oh, I don't get time. Right?
Bullshit.
Like, I mean,
that's one of the biggest things.
It's bullshit.
It's gotta be.
I think I literally managed the life of like 85 people. I have a 15-year-old. I have a loving partner, a dog, and I don't think any one of those people could say that I didn't make time for them.
Yeah, it's all about priorities. And so what you need to do if you are using time as an excuse to not start changing or not starting a physical transformation or not doing that someday thing that we were talking about, you have to look at what you're doing with your time. And the only way to do that is to journal it. And if you can't manage it, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And so this screen time thing is fucking amazing because now you can set app limits. So you can like look at that and go, okay, I'm going to set social media to, 45 minutes or a half hour a day or whatever it's going to be. And you've got these apps that are always allowed. It's got downtime where you can pick time when you can't use certain features on your phone like social networking and stuff like that. So you can literally cut down. And like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, dude, 3 hours on my phone today.
Crazy.
That's nuts. And I'm thinking, how much of it was me just dicking around when I got down the rabbit hole? I try never to do that, but now it opened my eyes. I'm all, dude, was I dicking around or was I actually doing something?
Well, and it's okay.
That's 3 hours of my life, dude.
It's okay that you're taking time for fun and to socialize or to do that, but it's like, be here now. So if that's what you're going to do, then do it for that amount of time and then move on to the next.
Well, the biggest eye-opener for me, okay, when was the last time you guys were without a phone?
This weekend.
Wow.
You were this weekend.
Weekend.
When were you?
I don't even know.
You can't think of a time?
I couldn't tell you.
Have you lost your phone and had to go get a new one?
Well, I mean, now it just fucking sucks.
High school.
Whoa, really?
Wow.
Yo, dude.
I've always had a phone.
And it's always in your pocket, right? Yeah. What about, so you were out this weekend for what reason?
So the reason is that I really do try to be present with the people that I'm with. And so what I'll do is when we go out, I will tell people, if you need to get a hold of me, a friend, a family or whatever, you need to text Aaron.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I do not have my phone. And if I'm going to go out and I'm going to have a glass of wine or disconnect, I definitely do not have my phone.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because the last thing I need to do is, enjoy myself. And then I actually answered the fucking phone at 1 a.m. once, coming out of a nightclub. And it was the mom of a client.
Ooh.
And I mean, I was coming out of a nightclub, for God's sake,
You're all, yeah, what's up, girl? Hi.
Well, I'm a grown-ass adult. I'm well within my rights to go out and enjoy an evening out as an adult. And I had to tell her I wasn't wearing my glasses. I think she texted me. And now I know them very well. I coach the whole family. But nevertheless, I mean,
that's why you don't answer your phone at 1 a.m.
That is why you don't have your phone, as Christina Williams.
Coming out of collab at 1 a.m. Yeah. What I'm getting at is, when did I go down to San Clemente? It was like 2 months ago, 3 months? It was 3 months ago, I think.
Last time you went?
Yeah. Remember I trailered the bike down? Or I put it in the back of the truck and I drove it down. Anyway, Priscilla just wanted to visit her family, so we went down there and I put the bike in the bed and I went for a couple rides. We got there on like a Thursday, I unloaded, and then Friday I went out on a ride to Lake Elsinore. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm not done. I want to go down to Oceanside. I've never had a bike back in San Clemente. That's where we used to live. And I'm like, I just want to go see what it's like. So I drove down the 5, got to Oceanside, flipped around, got back on the freeway, and I just fucking hand-fisted that thing. A front wheel comes up, big old fucking 115 mile an hour wheelie. And when I set it down, the phone came off the mount on the front of the fucking
Oh,
bike.
that's
It was on the
right,
ram
yep.
mount, and I didn't have like the safety rubber piece that goes on there.
Oh my God.
And I felt something hit my leg, and I'm like, what was that? I looked down, my phone's gone. I'm like, no! And I reached down to grab it, and I just felt it slip through my fingers, and I look back, and it's just tumbling down the freeway. There's a 18-wheeler behind me.
So
I'm like, it's done.
liberating.
It's done. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm totally without a phone. And we didn't even leave till Monday. We stayed an extra day because I didn't want to deal with traffic on Sunday going back. The thing that drove me nuts, that made me realize how often I look at my phone, it's always in my right pocket. When it wasn't there, I kept reaching in my pocket to grab it like every 15 to 30 seconds.
Wow.
Oh, I
was
do that.
fucking blown
Almost
away.
like a wedding ring that you've forgotten, right? That you're like, where did it go?
Yeah, and you just twiddle it at your finger. You know,
Yeah.
you just kind of twirl it around or something like that.
Yeah.
But dude, I challenge you guys.
It wasn't liberating?
It was very liberating, but it was an eye-opener because I didn't realize how often I was putting my hand down in my pocket and flipping it out just to look at it or check the time or check, if Sean called or something like that or whatever. Your eyes got all big. You're like, what? What the fuck?
Well, I mean, as a company owner, like I
Did I
totally
go-
get it.
Did you?
As a company owner, I totally get it because we do need to have some tie in to running our business.
We do.
However, and something I'll say too is that why the fuck why are we expecting that we should be available at these ungodly hours?
Well, I don't make myself available at those ungodly hours. I'm like you.
I know, but do you know what I mean? That doesn't stop at 10 p.m. though. We're still going to look at our phone.
Well, that is what I was getting at. It's like
Yeah.
I'm always fucking looking at it.
That's exactly
Yeah.
why, like you, I try not to bug you after 6 p.m. every night.
Oh yeah, you never bug me late at
I'm
night.
like, family time.
He's also very
Dude,
good with
I
his
love that.
girlfriend
I didn't even
too.
realize that. I can't remember the last time I got a call or a text from you that's like post
Yeah, he's good with that.
dinner time.
I remember when Sean and I.
Holy shit, Sean.
So for those guys who don't know, when we make
Wow,
scheduling,
thank you.
Sean and I are. So we typically will go through our schedules and pick the days that we're working and whatnot together. And so Sean actually was really good because he's like, "Hey, my girlfriend is off of these days, so if we could shoot on the other days, then and." And
Oh,
what I
yeah.
said is, well, on the weekends I'm here. And so we just kind of found this like overlap of time. But I really appreciated that because, if you don't fucking make time for the people that you love, they're not going to be there. And so,
that is so true.
they're not going to be there. And a lot of times I think that we take the person sitting next to us for granted. And, and that's a good segue into, I don't even think that there's a bullet point here, but, going back to like marriage and whatnot, what the fuck gave anybody a license to fucking, give this person your life and then go, now you're driving a Honda and I married a Porsche. What is that?
Oh wait, what? Now you're driving?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
You see what I'm
are we
saying?
talking about the I got too comfortable?
Yes.
Is that the whole Thor thing that we're talking about? Where I like,
That's exactly right. Because let me tell you, this is a Bugatti, and there will always be one.
So for anybody that couldn't see that, Christina was pointing to herself.
I
Saying she
was
was
not
a
my
Bugatti.
boobs, but maybe
You were
the
kind of
boobs.
pointing at the boobs. Just saying.
Because I do feel that you
did a
have an
cleavage check.
obligation to keep your side of the street clean.
Totally. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Both mentally, physically, and
Be everything that you were when you got married.
yeah,
Oh,
or
speaking
better.
of marriage, Sean, have you guys set a date yet?
No.
No, it's just
No.
a floating
It's
engagement.
yeah, exactly.
So, for those who don't know, when did you guys get engaged? It was recently. It was Christmas.
Christmas
time.
of last year.
You popped the question.
So corny.
Was it? Wait,
I mean, just the idea of it, like proposing on Christmas, it's kind of corny.
I remember you.
I don't think it's
You
corny.
talked to me about it. How did you do it?
In front of my parents.
Like, well, what did you do?
When she's
Where'd you
easily
put the ring?
embarrassed. Where did I put the ring? Sorry, guys. I have a terrible memory, so I'm not.
don't know what you did?
I'm not an asshole. I just forget everything.
Yep. Point that microphone at. There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah, just if you turn, just gotta like keep. See how I
Yeah,
just
almost
kind
forgot to move
I
the mic.
slide with the
So
thing.
what we did was is
come
we
back
opened
to him.
presents, did all that, and then I was like, oh wait, there's one more present, and it's one of the it was in my stocking. No, we were going through stockings. I was like, oh, what's this? I had my mom put it in there the night before.
In your stocking.
The day before, I drove to their house, gave them the ring, put it in my stocking.
Okay.
And so I opened my stocking because she doesn't have one, I do. So I'm going through it. I'm like, wait, this isn't for me. What is this? So I give it to her, and she's, oh, you know what? And it came out so terrible.
What? Tell me what
She's like, what is this? And all I have to say is like, what do you think it is?
Oh, boo.
Oh, it's just a little tiny box.
It didn't go
Yeah.
very well. No, she saw the ring, but I think
Okay.
she was so in
Oh wait,
shock.
she opened it, saw the ring,
Yeah.
and says, "What is this?"
She was so in shock, and she gets embarrassed.
And you
pretty
didn't
easily.
get down on one knee?
I did,
You did.
Oh, and she still
but
was like,
not
okay.
by the. It was after she opened it already. Like I didn't
Okay.
plan it the best.
So did you actually say, "Will you marry me?"
I
Or
got on
did
the knee? I did the whole "Will you marry me" thing. I put the ring on
okay, so that
and
happened.
everything like that. But it wasn't what I pictured in my head. It wasn't as smooth. It wasn't suave.
Wasn't as GQ as you hoped it would have
Exactly.
been. But it happened.
It happened.
Oh, okay, cool. So
That kind of segues. I have a question. Sometimes you'll see in partners that maybe one is afraid. Let's say that there's a woman, almost like maybe even like getting your boobs done, where now all of a sudden
when I got mine done, I was fucking so nervous. So nervous. I was like 400 cc's or 600 cc's. I don't know.
boob envy. We always have boob envy.
I don't know how it's going to look, and am I just going to have back problems when I'm older? That was what I was thinking.
I felt the same way with my dick lift.
Really? Dude,
Yeah,
dude, that's... God, man, I'm telling you, the things that we deal with, Sean.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Why I'm always the one to like segue like back to the topic.
Can we get back to what we're supposed to talk about?
No, but really, like when you have a husband and a wife, or a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and one wants to kind of start this journey of improvement, sometimes there might be some fear that maybe they won't actually want to be with that partner anymore.
Oh, that's huge.
Or what happens, and I see this in bodybuilding all the fucking time, is there's a guy or a girl that's about to go on stage, and it never fucking fails. There's always some dickhead on the phone trying to break up with them right before they get on stage, really, so that it's about them, and not this person that started this journey to try to better themselves.
There's a lot of animosity. Well, it's not purposeful animosity. It's a lot of insecurity.
Yes.
Is what happens, and so you're in this relationship, and I've seen this many times too.
Too often.
Yeah, where one person will go down the fitness route, and the other person is very insecure because it's change.
Right.
It's a change in what you're used to, and it's a change in the daily life. Just this cycles that we get in, like I was saying before, where we're used to seeing a certain person at a certain weight and a certain confidence level, and all of a sudden that changes. They're losing weight rapidly. They're gaining muscle mass. They look phenomenal, better than they ever have possibly in their whole life. More confidence.
Yeah.
So it changes their personality slightly. And the other person's like, yo, whoa, back the fucking bread truck up, dude. I don't know you.
Yeah.
Who are you? You've changed.
And what does this say about me? Because I have not.
Exactly. All these insecurities start coming out, and it's just like, you've changed. I don't know you. And I remember when Priscilla went down that route, and when she started competing, I became uncomfortable because she started hanging around with guys like Jay Cutler and like all these big bodybuilder dudes, and I'm like, this little skinny, 100. I was like 192 pounds, and I was surfed, 3 times a day, and I'm like, who are these big dudes? I'm like, this is weird.
And that was before the dreads, right?
This was before the dreads. Yeah, I was just I was
maybe the dreads
shredded,
came because of it,
but I wasn't like fitness shredded. I was just a surfer. I was like this skinny, scrawny little dude, and I was super insecure about it. And I'm like, yo, she's going every weekend to competitions, and I'm not there. And when I am there, there's all these gigantic.
Since you were teenagers.
Yeah, we have.
I mean, so you've never known anyone else. So that's like massive change.
It's huge.
And over and over and over again, because I mean, at least for myself, I know that I've at least gone through 3 different career changes, life changes. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah. So I can understand that. And it's about being comfortable with who you are, and it starts with having a good relationship beyond the physical.
How did you get over that? Because one of the number one things that I deal with every day with clients is insecurity. I mean,
you're gonna love my answer.
That and jealousy are the 2 ugliest fucking sweaters you'll ever wear. And what's funny is when I became single and I would date people, I literally would meet these guys, and I'm like, you fucking met me like this. The Instagram was there, but all of these different things, and they would kind of last for, we used to call it the 30-day challenge.
With the guys?
Yeah.
If they passed the 30 days, they were...
Oh, yeah. None of them ever did. I mean, now I have one now.
You got one now.
Yeah, but it's like insecurity is one of the ugliest things you can exude as a human.
Well, for me to get past it, I really didn't care. I was very secure in myself. I loved surfing. Priscilla and I have been through a lot of ups and downs, and we don't talk about them because we just keep our private life private. We don't air our dirty laundry on social media like everybody else. But at that time, I was very secure in who I was. I loved to surf. I knew what I was doing. And so really, as insecure as I was about that, I just kind of let her do her thing. And then there was a day when she came to me and she's like, look, I'm having these dreams that we're in some sort of trouble and something's happening, and then you can't protect me. And I think it's because you're you're so small, and like,
Wow.
she just came out and told me like straight out. She's like, if you know, maybe you might want to think about like hitting the gym a little harder. And it was like a legit one-on-one. It wasn't like a, you know, I'm a bitch kind of thing. It was just like she was being honest with me. She's like, I really. It's just something that I kind of think about.
Was that
sometimes.
the fucking start really of Body Spartan right there, and then segue into wrestling? Because had she never come to you and said that,
that was literally the point when I'm like, yo, if my girl doesn't feel safe around me, like if she feels like we're walking down a dark alley at night and she doesn't feel like I could protect her, I'm like, yo, I got to do something. Because I was skinny and scrawny in high school, and I had that same. I got picked on all the time, and then I built myself up, and I got a little bit bigger. I was like 218 in college, but then I lost all that weight and got super scrawny when I started surfing. And it's just like kind of like motorcycle racing and the whole thing. It's just a change. But the point is, it really like struck a chord. And so I was just all, okay, I'm going to the gym. And I'm going to start like lifting a little bit harder, and I'm going to start making efforts. And that's when things kind of changed. And so that's when I started building myself up, and then I got noticed for WWE because I wasn't just a skinny, scrawny surfer anymore. I was a big, jacked surfer.
Wow.
And I was like the biggest dude in the lineup.
Imagine had she never felt comfortable enough, because that's intimacy.
Yeah.
Having a partner be able to come to you and share something that could be potentially very vulnerable for either one of you. I mean, and because maybe that's the reason today why people are not going to the other side. You know, whether it's you put on too much weight or we want to get back. I mean, maybe the opposite of that is what's holding them back.
It very well could be.
You know?
Okay, let's round table real quick. I got an idea. We're very much off topic, but I think that's good. When we go off topic from our notes, we usually have some of our best podcasts. So let's do this. Let's round table. And you guys know the rule about the podcast is that no matter what question is asked, we always have to be 100% transparent. Let's just ask a question with everybody. Like, Sean, what is the thing that you are most insecure about?
My physical appearance.
Just as a whole.
Yeah. When I stand there and my shirt doesn't go flat, because it's got a belly, but I'm just sitting there.
And that's everywhere you go, like day to day. Like, does that affect you when you go out in public?
I wouldn't say it affects me, but it's something I think about. Like, you'll be going down a grocery store and you'll catch your reflection on the door of the milk, whatever, and you see that, or you're filming a video, you're in a Facebook Live, and you catch a glimpse of yourself. You're like, whoa,
Good insight.
Yeah.
And so that just makes you feel insecure.
Yeah.
Wow. What's up, Williams? What you got?
Oh, mine is weird.
What is it?
I have some serious abandonment issues.
Oh, from your childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've recently come up.
So in what way does that affect you now?
My boyfriend, Aaron, he's very secure. He's very supportive. He also, he really fosters his friendships and his relationships. And we recently had an incident where we came home late one night from dinner, and some people are over, and he's recently moved, so he has some roommates. And I had to work really, really early the next morning at like 6 a.m. And he was like, babe, you need to go to bed. And it's like this 3-story Victorian. And so nothing was wrong, But what had happened was I went upstairs and I actually had a panic attack. And I didn't really realize what was happening to me.
You went upstairs by yourself?
By myself. And
okay.
What happened was when I was a child, I didn't even know this memory. It just fucking came back. What had happened was my mom used to drop me off at like 3 a.m. and who the fuck knows why I'm getting dropped off at 3 a.m. to a stranger's house. And it was this woman, and I shit you not, I only know this, it's happened twice, this memory that came back to me.
Yeah.
Anyways, I would bang on the door because she wouldn't let me out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So just like lock you in a room?
I had this flashback, and I didn't know what I was flashing back to, but it happened twice. So I ended up coming downstairs and telling him kind of rudely, I've had enough. I'm a super cool person, but when I am backed against a corner, I feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
I go in defense mode. And so what appeared like I didn't want anybody over and I just want you and me time was really a really bad abandonment issue.
Look at that.
From childhood. And
but you recognize it too.
It actually happened twice.
Wow.
And poor fucking Aaron, I mean, I don't have daddy issues, okay?
But in the moment, I'm sure he's feeling like, what the fuck,
yeah,
dude?
like what is wrong, And so, I mean, poor guy, but yeah.
Okay.
So my insecurities kind of stem around that, and it's, it's scary for me.
I bet.
It's very scary because everyone in my life has kind of left. You know, my dad was never around.
Right.
Left it basically before I was 1. Then my mom. And, you know, I was married. That didn't go so well. And then my ex literally packed while I was fucking gone.
Wow.
After 10 years.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so it's everybody's left.
Abandonment issues.
Some pretty fucking serious ones.
Resurface. Okay.
And it has nothing to do with
That's
how
deep.
attractive you are or how accomplished you are, how pretty or what your body looks like.
This is something that is just haunted you from childhood. And I'm sure there's tons of people out there that have
Yeah.
very similar
And
situations.
you know the fucking problem is that if I even smell like I think something's going to happen, I'm going to leave you before
Like
you leave
deuces.
me.
So you just like throw
I am not
the
let-
towel. You're like, I'm
he
out.
doesn't let me do that now. He's like, you're not leaving.
I
you
like
know?
that. Ooh, he's
Yeah.
a keeper. This one's
But
one for
those
the
are my
skin box.
insecurities are that you're going to, will you be here when I wake up?
So, Sean, let me ask you a question. So, you know, you mentioned like your physical appearance. At what point do you look in the mirror? You know, when you catch that glimpse, you're in the grocery store, you walk down the frozen food aisle, whatever, and you catch a glimpse, and you just go, I need to change that. Like, at what point does that hit you?
It really hasn't.
Not yet. So you're comfortable with that insecurity.
Yeah.
You don't need to make a change. You don't feel like you do. You just notice and go, eh.
Exactly.
So you're more comfortable in
I mean,
yourself.
you don't like it,
It
but-
doesn't make me like want to crawl out of my skin,
Good.
but the thought's there, and I see it, and I'm like, ugh.
Now, what if your girlfriend came to you and she goes, hey, let's do something about this or whatever?
Well, then let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
So
you need outside influence.
spouses are.
I need someone to do it with.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay. So accountability,
Yeah.
and encouragement,
Yeah.
and kind of the team thing. Because you've tried before, and I know that. Well, I know you've tried a
I'm
couple of
not
the
a-
programs before, and you stopped
I'm
too.
not a self-motivator.
Okay, and there's a lot of people like that.
It's hard to push myself.
It's really funny that you say that because when you and I do the member section and the fit tips and we're doing the motivate, I always say, I go, motivation's fucking bullshit. Because I don't know how to motivate you. I know what motivates me. I know my why. I can tell you those things. But I mean, can you really motivate someone that doesn't want to be motivated?
No.
Well, it's like you can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Like if you're not ready to change, if so, you know, let's say it's not you, let's say it's somebody else that's possibly listening to this podcast that hasn't tried one of our programs that or maybe has tried and failed other programs in the past. Because we talked about this earlier. There's thousands of programs out there that try. It's not for a lack of successfully built programs, but there's somebody out there that has a similar situation that you're in. They walk by and they just go, oh man. But they go, I got to change. And I got to change now because they feel that that's affecting them differently. You're obviously secure in who you are. And so that doesn't matter. But this person, maybe they were teased when they were younger for being overweight, or maybe it was like me. I was super skinny and scrawny and I got picked on for that. And then I just I can't stand it anymore. Maybe that's the straw that breaks the camel's back.
But why does it need to be that? You know what I mean?
Well, it doesn't have to be, but that we're talking about being self-motivated. So that could be a trigger for people that just go, dude, I need this and I need it now. You can't, like you said, you can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped. So we get that random person that walks by the mirror and goes, I need to change and I'm going to do whatever it fucking takes. Like today is the last day. Maybe something happens. They look in the mirror. Maybe their boyfriend, girlfriend splits, they get divorced, whatever. It may not be something tragic like that, but there's something that pushes them over the edge. They look in the mirror and they're like, I have to change. And they're self-motivated. They go do whatever it takes to figure it out.
Sometimes that motivation, and I'll tell you guys kind of a fucked up story, but sometimes that motivation causes you to shun the things that remind you. Like I've heard women say, "Oh, I had to unfollow them because they just made me feel insecure about myself." Honey, you can't run away from the fucking world, and you can't take down that. I think some of this is you need counseling. You know what I mean? There was a woman that had written to me, and I had met her one time at a bachelorette party, and she actually wrote to me on Thanksgiving, which I thought was really fucked up, on Facebook, and this was several years ago, and what she said was, you post these pictures of yourself and, I'm okay, but, maybe people would listen to your message if your tits weren't out on every picture that you posted. And I thought to myself, okay, this woman is going to screenshot how I respond, so I need to be professional. And then I
And
thought,
for everybody listening, it's at Christina Williams World on Instagram.
and then I thought, you know what? Fuck you.
Private Snapchat is.
Because how dare you write to me on the day that Americans are supposed to give thanks for the things that we feel blessed about, and you took it upon yourself actually to try to hurt me with some words as if you know who I am. And I wrote to her, I said, honey, anyone that describes themselves as being okay needs a hug. Because we're all amazing in our own right, and that has nothing to do with what you look like.
Ooh, well said.
Second of all, the fact that you did take it upon yourself on a day that we should be giving love and thanks, I think is all the more reason that you should look at the relationships and the things in your life. And please, I'll never unfriend you, but perhaps you should unfollow me. Because if you watching my progress and the fact that I fucking bust my ass every day to better the lives of those around me, then maybe you should consider the time you wrote this fucked up message to me and do something good with it.
Well, that's probably the best advice that you could have given her, because if you are spending time, what's the words that I'm looking for? If you're spending time,
It's like shaming.
well, shaming, but just in a negative space, and you're expending that extra energy. Dude, Sean, like when you get those auto response or people that respond to the emails that we send out with like, stop fucking sending this to me. You know, blah, blah, blah.
You know, I have to say, just a little side note, that's probably the most fun I have in a
What?
work day.
Oh yeah.
No.
What happens?
Oh, you sign up for websites and all that, and at the bottom of the automated emails, it'll say, "Oh, unsubscribe here."
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to have that by like I can't
Right,
spam
right.
laws.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right,
And
right.
people are like, "Take me off your fucking list," and that's being nice from compared to the other stuff I've seen. And what I do is I
Yeah.
take Windows
Oh, yeah.
has this little thing where you can take a little screenshot of your screen, right? So I screenshot it, the little unsubscribe link. I circle it, and I politely say, "Oh, you can just click this link right here." But in the back of my head, I'm like, "Oh, I just want to go on this motherfucker."
Sean puts up with so much shit, and you have no idea.
Oh my God.
Out of all the shit that I read, I don't know why that's the one thing that gets under my skin.
Well, it's because something that they take
'Cause
the
it's-
extra time to send negative energy your way is
Yeah.
what it is. Instead of just hitting the
I'm sorry I
unsubscribe
keep
button.
sending you those emails.
I'm sorry that you signed up for this.
Or flagging that email address, as go to junk or whatever. you
Yeah,
know.
I mean it's a 2-second thing that they could have done, and it's they sign up for something, they get the email because they signed up for it, and they could hit unsubscribe. And but what I'm getting at is they take the extra time to send negativity your way,
Yeah.
and that the
They go
person
their
that
way.
yeah, I mean they make it a big deal, and it takes their focus away from what should be positive. So with your person, whoever it was that wrote you, that expended all this time. Obviously, it ruffled her feathers.
Yeah.
Obviously, it got under her skin, but that was an insecurity issue for
Boy,
her.
she's building a little case against me every post.
Well, and so
Clearly.
it made her feel significant to
Yes.
message you, to cause a little drama, to give you a piece of her mind. It gave her significance. And that, again, is one of the 6 human needs. And when you start fulfilling one of the human needs at a time,
Yeah.
you have temporary fulfillment of your life. It's not lasting fulfillment, it's temporary fulfillment. So you get these little bursts of, oh, that was good and I feel good. It's because I'm slightly significant, and significance can come in positive ways and negative ways.
That's a
You
good point.
can be significant by doing what we do, and we make motivational videos, and Sean spends his time editing like a madman to get social. Like, you threw some humor in.
Oh, that was fun.
We haven't even posted that yet.
Actually, I have.
What did you
Did
do?
you post it?
It's out there.
Oh,
What
sweet.
did you do?
I did a little 1-minute little blooper reel. I'm actually gonna make it a series every week.
Is it on Facebook or YouTube?
What is
It's
it
on,
bloopers from?
It's on YouTube and on the blog.
Oh, bro, you got to put it on Facebook for us.
Yeah.
Why do I never get these things? You know what's so
Well,
funny
I
is
literally just put it up 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, you injected humor, and so you're positively you're being significant, or you're making your mark by throwing comedy in there so that we can change people's lives.
Yeah, because Sean is
comedy is-
actually very funny.
You
Comedy
really
is
are.
like my number one entertainment source. Like I love Friends and all those funny shows. It's Always Sunny. Like I love comedy. It brings so much happiness.
So for those of you who don't know, Sean, I have the worst fucking car trouble, and I don't even
Yeah,
just
you do.
mean like the trees and shit. It's been a couple of bad years, and so it's funny is for a number of months, Sean had to pick me up, and fucking
Did you drive all the way to San Francisco when did Sean
No.
rescue
No, that
you from
wasn't
San
me.
Fran?
No. That was a That was a truck driver.
Oh, that was random.
That was
Jesus
that
Christ.
one truck driver.
Hey,
That
big
one
boy,
guy,
you got room in there?
Yeah, baby.
Can I honk your horn?
No, but what I always enjoy about Sean, and you could pick me up anytime, is the banter.
You could pick me up anytime.
Is the banter. it's the banter to the location because I have to warm up. You know, I'm not a fucking monkey like dance. Let's see if you'll be funny because I'm actually a pretty quiet person. But
Wait, what?
I really am. If you hang out with me
God,
outside,
strike me dead if that was
I know,
not
right?
the biggest lie I've ever heard. I'm actually a quiet person.
when I'm comfortable and I'm in a one-on-one setting with people, then I'm fine.
I've
But
never heard you be anything but type
if
A.
we're in a group, I literally will sit and be quiet.
What?
Yeah.
I've never.
I will sit and be quiet.
No.
I really will. Because I don't want to be that fucking person that's like always got to be here. I'm comfortable with you. We're friends. We've known each other for years. So it's, I don't, we can banter back and forth. But when you're in a group of people, I shouldn't say that. There's always that one person that's talking to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really actually not me. I literally just sit and just watch people. Yeah. And what's funny is that when
Who are you?
yeah.
I don't know
well,
you.
what's funny is that
Imposter.
when I started
Did you say imposter?
Walter,
Imposter.
when I started dating and guys they'd be like, "Oh, you're nothing like I thought you were gonna be." Well, what the fuck did you think I was gonna be? I don't know, loud, and I'm like, I'm a fucking. Even Aaron, when he listened to our last podcast, he's like, "You sound different."
Well, you know what? That's a good point. Although I'm always on. I have my off. I have my off times. But when we're in a group, like even Sean, as quiet as you kind of seem on the podcast, it's your first time, so there's some uncomfortableness going on.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm working up to it.
Yeah, but when it's like you and me, or you, me, and Christina, dude, you don't hold back. You're
Yeah,
like,
it's very comfortable.
No fucks given,
And
no
that's what I'm
filter.
saying
Yeah.
that Sean is a great warm up because when we show up, we're trying to basically go right into it, and you kind of need a little bit of. I need a little bit of time to kind of tap that inner entertainment person because
I think most
quiet.
people do. Yeah. So anyway, I was getting at the significance is back to the topics. Significance is just one of those things that people need, and when you only fulfill one of those 6 human needs, then you're getting temporary fulfillment. And also, we're talking about reasons that people don't jump on the bandwagon, don't make a change, don't make a physical change, or don't do their someday thing. Is one of the bullet points you had, Christina, was my friends may not like this new lifestyle.
Yeah, my friends don't do that. What's funny is what I'll say with that is, what's really interesting is that you'll see people, like I'll have clients, and the first thing I'll tell them at their first check-in is I'll say, somebody's not going to like your progress because you don't start a program like what we have here at Body Spartan and not make progress. And so you kind of have to know that going in that somebody that you might not expect will not be happy with. And I always tell them, I'm like, what the fuck is not, here's what they're going to say. I just don't think what you're doing is healthy.
Yeah.
What the fuck about drinking more water, exercising, and eating 5 and 6 healthy meals is unhealthy? What they mean is, oh, you're not drinking with me anymore, and now I feel bad, and you're not going out.
All these internal
That could
struggles.
be
that-
said about a lot
Yeah.
of things, though.
What do you mean?
About how you spend your time and how someone else perceives how you're using your time.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Well, you and I were just talking earlier about when I was doing the notes, and I was talking about friends. This is kind of what I'm alluding to is that a lot of people's friends are now on social media.
Yeah.
And so the backlash from social media, I mean, these are people's real friends now. It's still kind of a foreign thing to me that, you mentioned people exist in the social media bubble where we don't actually go out and interact with people. Like I come from a time when I had a cord attached to my phone.
Yeah.
And I was like
Right.
limited, and I had to call somebody. I'm like, hey, what time are we meeting? We had to meet somewhere. We didn't have a cell phone to check on somebody to see if they were coming, or text them like, hey, where are you at?
We were
I had a
paging.
pager, but I was
Yeah.
also in the time before pagers
Me
where there
too.
were no pagers. And so I had to go learn, okay, who's coming? And are we staying? Okay, we're going, whatever, let's go. And,
Well, you had to have permission before you even went there because
did.
they only had one telephone for the house
Oh, so true.
with that cord that was, and the phone was always in the kitchen.
Do you remember like the
And there was a
20-foot
fucking
cords?
rotary. Oh my god!
Oh, yeah, with the-
Where's
with the
mom?
coiled,
I don't know.
Yeah, the coiled cord.
I always stretch that thing out. Pull something there.
Oh, my parents. And then they had the attachment on it. So for any of the generation that has not experienced this, and I'm sure there is some people, or there are some people listening that
They're like,
may
"Who
never
fucking old are
experience.
these people?"
I know we're totally dating ourselves, but when I grew up, we had this cord that plugged into the phone, and it was this twirly little cord. And it only stretched a little bit, and then it's like the car charger for your
Yes.
iPhone. It had that little that
Expand
coil
one.
to it. And what would happen is we'd get these really long ones so that we could stretch the phone away from the wall.
So you can go in your bedroom and talk because you weren't cool enough to get your own private line.
No, because private lines were like another $20 back then a month. And mom and dad were like, no way, we're not doing that. But then we had, when you put the phone back on the hook, the cord would get like twisted and it would just wrap up and you go to pull in it would be a big knot. So they had these little, they're like the plug-in things to the phone and they would turn so that the cord would get twisted. But then I do things like Sean would do and I just stretch the fucking thing. My parents would be so mad. Okay. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that people will get backlash on social media from the things that they do. So they're going to start posting like, you're the fit people now. You're going to add fit to the end of your handle.
She has abs now. What is that?
Well, and you're going to get backlash from everybody. There's always going to be trolls. I mean, how many fucking trolls do you see on a daily basis, Sean?
All of them. They all come out of the woodwork.
And they are not nice.
From under the
No, they're
bridges.
not nice.
It's expending that extra time being negative to help them feel significant.
I just started responding the way that you said that you guys used to do with the memes.
With memes?
Because you know what? Okay, for the record, I have always had a raspy voice. Always.
It's pretty sexy.
Yeah, it's like a fucking 12-year-old hitting puberty.
Priscilla's best friend Mel has a raspy voice, and every time she talks, I'm like,
So what's funny is like half the comments are the ladies should stop taking testosterone. First of all, that's not what girls even take, okay?
I'm just gonna throw that out there. By the way, it's wrong.
It is wrong. You're not even
so
like
wrong.
Insulting me in an educated steroid fashion, okay?
If you're gonna insult me, at least
Get it
use
right,
at least
Anavar.
use the right drugs.
Exactly. Little Windsor, little Anavar.
So you just started responding with memes.
With memes,
I
like-
did that when Body Spartan first started.
Yeah.
It drives them nuts.
Yeah.
You did that yesterday. What are you talking about?
I did that with something really recently.
I remember you used to do that all the time. It was fun.
But I did it again.
remind
And then you got
myself.
me to start doing it.
I know. I was like, Sean, let's just keep it positive and respond with memes. And what did you do? You started doing it. You're like, this is fun.
No, I had a blast.
They would just say they would get so heated.
My favorite one is that little girl in the car, and she's like has that like what the fuck face.
Like the 4-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, you're watching our video. I'm not watching yours.
That's just the easiest way
Lovingly.
to basically, say your 2 cents without saying your 2 cents.
You probably need the program the most. Can I just say that? You probably need the program the most. Because if your fucking Facebook icon is a koala bear, I mean, what the fuck?
It's true. It's true. It's usually the people that don't have a profile or they have a koala bear for their icon that are talking shit. But again, it's insecurity is what that's boiling down to. And they're just putting their 2 cents out there. But for the fact of friends, because we're talking about friends and your friends may not they may not like to change because, again, change is painful. And that means if you're changing, then they're going to change or they're going to have to be changing or they'll be forced to change because you are. And what you have to consider is that you are the cumulative sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And so you have to look at your friends, and we've done this before on the podcast, is look at the people you spend the most time with. Who is it? And write it down. And if you got your phones out, take a minute, write down those 5 people. We've done this exercise before, but this is totally worth doing again. Write down the 5 people you spend the most time with in a day or in a week. And let's look at that. Is it mom?
Can I also add something to that? Because you can write people's names down.
Okay.
I would say also write down the positive things they are contributing to your life.
Oh, you're good.
And here's the reason why, is that we can like people. It doesn't mean that they are elevating us. And I just watched this thing from, what is his name? He just was the genie in that goddamn Disney movie. Will Smith. And he added another layer to that. Because it's not necessarily like a new concept. But what he said was, look at the last 5 text messages from that person.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
To see what the topic
To
or
see the tone,
context is.
to see the tone of the way that they're speaking to you. I mean,
Wow.
I'm elaborating on what he said,
That's really cool.
but he literally said, "Look at the 5 last text messages from that person."
Wow. Okay, so if you're listening, guys, look at your list of the 5 people you wrote down that you spend the most time with, and look at the text messages that they sent you, the 5 most recent text messages.
Oh, look, it's like
And ask yourself, what is the context? What is the tone? Is it positive? Is it negative? And in that same light, what I was going to do is basically just say, look at the 5 people on your list, and which ones are going to give you shit for this? If they're all going to give you shit, they all got to go. If it's mom, if it's dad, if it's brother, sister, fiance, whatever, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, like who's got to go? And sometimes that can be really hard to do. Like to excommunicado your mom and your dad. That was a John Wick reference, by the way. mom or dad because they're so negative. That's hard.
It takes about a year.
But yeah,
it takes about a year.
Well, it doesn't have to.
Well, the reason I say that is because they'll probably think that you're going to slide back into old behaviors. And so they need to kind of meet the new you and gain new experiences with that new person.
That is true.
And the reason why I say that is because there's a pastor, I'm forgetting his name. He has this talk about washing your face. You're not that person anymore. And you need to wash off that old view of yourself and see yourself for who you are now, and this new person that's making these changes and is going to follow through. Because that's what people are going to say is, oh, you're going to start another one of those programs and not follow through like the rest of it. And so it's all this like negative reinforcement, almost like, yeah. And then you might tell yourself, you're right, I am a failure. Why the fuck am I even doing this?
Well, yeah, the more negative, well, your brain is a sponge for that stuff. And if you're around negative people and they're feeding you negativity, you are going to train yourself for failure. We see it all the time. And that's one of the reasons with our programs that we build in all this motivation. And so in the preseason videos, we help everyone understand how to stay motivated. And we've talked about this in the podcast. We talk about this in our motivational videos. The people you spend time with are going to affect you. And it's basically the law of attraction. If you are around positive people that elevate you, that are pulley, you are going to get pulled up. And when you look at your friends, are you doing the pulling? You got to ask yourself, are you pulling everybody up? Are you the positive person in a group full of negative people?
Well, that's a great question. Because I always wonder, does that person recognize their behavior? You know what I mean?
Or are you talking about the person that's doing all the pulling?
Well, I think it's about intention, right? Sometimes we think that let's call her Becky. Okay.
Oh my God.
Right? Everybody's got a fucking Becky. Everybody's got a Becky.
Look at her butt.
Yeah.
It is so big.
But it's always that one that's going to be very negative and put it down. We all have that. Well, I don't have those people in my life because they got cut out.
They are all excommunicado.
But, there is that one. Does Becky really fucking realize that she's Becky or you know what I mean?
No, I don't think that they do. I don't think that the people that are being negative actually recognize how negative they are because they've been in that pattern for so long.
Yes, the dialogue.
That's all they know.
That's exactly. That's
and
all they know. That's
them.
their habit. It's their cycle. It's the people they hang around with.
Yeah.
And it's a very vicious cycle that's incredibly hard to break because we are just creatures of habit.
Yeah.
Our brains create neurological pathways. And they repeat patterns. So if we are trained, let's say we see Christina's Instagram, and we're a person that
I want to see that, by the way.
These are all these like shameless plugs on my IG.
We got a Christina Williams World on Instagram,
and I'm going to be going live on our Facebook tomorrow, just so you know.
And we look, and we're an insecure female about our weight, and we are trained to react.
Yeah,
we are trained to react with anger and with that fucking bitch, and look at her with her tits out, or look at her with her ass out, or this or that, or who the fuck does she think she is? You know what? Oh my God, I'm going to DM this person. And then they start DMing their friends, and their friends like, oh yeah, and they support that negative. But on IG,
they all look the same. A view is a view.
Right.
But nevertheless.
But what I'm getting at is that they're trained, their neurological pathways are already laid down. There's chemical patterns in their brain that have to be broken. And it's hard to break that because our brains literally lay down chemical and neurological pathways that the neurons just continue to fire over and over again in that pathway. So they react instead of responding. And that's one of the things that when I have personal training clients, I always tell them, learn to respond to a situation rather than react. And when you react, what happens? Our body chemistry changes. So our blood pressure goes up, the heart rate increases, you'll feel physiological changes, you'll feel your skin getting a little warm, you might feel your face get a little flushed, or you might talk louder. There's all these physiological changes that happen, but when you respond to something, you consciously control the physiological. So you don't allow your blood pressure to rise, you don't allow your heartbeat to get elevated, you don't feel the flushing in your face, your skin getting hot. That keeps your frontal cortex open and you make really good decisions and you go, okay, let's look at this. Is this worth my time and energy? And in a elevated situation where you're consciously aware of how you spend your time and you're trying not to be negative, you would probably say, no, it's not. Do I need to message her and tell her that I don't approve? No.
No.
The Kermit the Frog, none of my business. You know, it's like
Your
I don't
opinion
need to.
is none of my business.
I have 8,000 other things in my life that are more important than this. I wish her the best, and I'm going to move on. I mean, I couldn't even think of that.
For those of us at this level, like we can do that because we're kind of used to it, right?
We've experienced, we've consciously become aware of these
But
things.
for people that they know, that's why there's
And
such a difference.
I don't want people to think that we're being arrogant when we say that too. Not to cut you off.
No, right.
But when we just said that, it was like, oh, we're at this level. We're not. Nobody's arrived here. Like none of us have arrived. We're all still working on this. But what Christina is saying is that when we're able to consciously respond instead of react, then
we also look at social media as a byproduct of our jobs.
Yes.
As opposed to a social, I'm trying to connect with people that I see down the street or that I'm going to actually physically see or meet.
It's totally different for
like
for us.
I don't know. Like I Facebook to me is very different than Instagram.
Much.
I don't know these people. However, I think there's this propensity that Facebook feels like you know these people, and so that's what I mean. I don't mean like we've arrived. I mean, please believe,
Right. Yeah, we're using social media differently.
It's more that I know how the algorithm works. I know I'm supposed to post at this time, and it's more of a. It's like an email box as opposed to like, oh, that's Aunt Mary and there's cousin John and whatnot. There's a personal layer kind of removed,
Totally.
so to speak.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So when people talk shit to me, I'm not like, oh my god, they don't like me.
Well, yeah, but it's like I said, it's about responding and not reacting. So
Completely.
it's about really recognizing what it is that you're doing with your time, how you're expending your energy, and when you realize that time and energy. Time is the most important thing that we have, and how we spend it affects our energy. So if I'm going to spend the time to just like tell people to fuck off, that's the kind of person I'm going to be, and all my energy is going to be negative. If if I'm going to spend more of my time trying to build people up and spend my time in ways that are fruitful, that are going to get me to my someday thing. Well, you know that's going to be a completely different. Dude, you've dropped your phone like 40 times, bro. It's right down there. It's on your left.
Really
You've dropped it for. Are you checking it? Is that what it is? Is that what it?
Right, he's on my Instagram again.
He's killing me, dude. It's right here. Thump, thump,
what I love though, Gabe, is that especially because this is all the body Spartans are everywhere, and as they start trying to make some of these serious decisions about changing their life, what I really love about what we create is. Just like this podcast, we're very real. We have real everyday weird problems, and we also need inspiration and motivation as humans, because independently we're all working on our own projects. You know what I mean? I mean,
yep.
Look at you. I mean, I can't even. I can because first thing people will ask me is, well, when's your next show? I did 8 fucking pro shows last year. I'm taking some time off. And what we do in a fitness aspect doesn't define who we are as people. It's what we do and what we love and what we're passionate about. But we're also very real. And what I love about, when I first started joining the team was those moments where we're taking and we are talking about like our own personal journey. And I got into an Uber last week and I was a little irritated, and I got in and I was complaining about something, and the guy looks back at me and he goes, "Are you a body Spartan?" And then I feel like such a fucking bitch because I like
tool.
I did. I was such a bitch.
You tool.
And I go, "Well, man, we all got real problems here, and this is where we're at. How can I help you?" And he told me part of his story, and he really identified with some things that I had shared with him, and he had kind of a similar situation. And I told him, I was like, you deserve love and somebody to give you that love the same way that you're putting out. And I think that's kind of the hard part is, are we good enough to start something like this? Are we strong enough
to start get on a program and try to make the physical change we're talking about? Am I worth it? Yeah, absolutely. And that's that's a deep issue.
I think our status in life is our status in life is only the one that we allow ourselves to sit in.
I like it. So, guys, in the interest of time, we've been running long on these podcasts. I'm gonna wrap this up just because I know that Dude, the 2-hour podcasts are really fun because
Wow.
we can just go.
Has it been 2 hours?
It's been like an hour and a half.
I know it's been as long as it has,
he
but it
keeps-
doesn't feel like that.
No, it doesn't feel like that at all. These things can go forever. So the idea is, if you're not on a program and you're not trying to make a physical change, this isn't a plug for Body Spartan. This is a plug for you to change your life, and this is a plug for you to become more confident in who you are and do those someday things that we were talking about. You've got that someday thing, and you've got the reasons that you have not been able to do it, and you've got 3 reasons now, or three action items that you're going to take to go get your someday thing. If you didn't do it, write your someday thing down. Write the 5 reasons that you are not able to, or you were not able to get there. And now write down 3 action items you're going to take tonight to start taking steps towards your someday thing. Whether it's a physical change, whether it's getting to Paris, whether it's securing your apartment, Sean, whether it's, I don't know what the hell you're doing, Christina, something cool, I'm sure. What's your someday thing?
What's my someday
We didn't
thing?
even ask you. What is your someday thing?
Body Spartan After Dark. What?
Body Spartan After Dark.
You know what?
Only on Skinamax.
I think for my entire life, I've lived through accolades and through goals, and I feel very blessed that I've met someone that I think I can enjoy every day with.
But
so
what's your
it's-
someday thing? What's the thing that you want to
I'm
do
gonna make
that you've
time.
never done?
I'm gonna make time to. It's so hard because I
Did
don't.
you want to get to Paris? Did you want to see the Northern Lights?
You know what I want to
is
do?
it?
I want to go to a fucking music festival and dance and enjoy the moment. I don't want to be rushing towards the next goal and rushing towards the next business. I want to be able to enjoy the flowers.
Spend a weekend just away, enjoying some good music, not thinking about work.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know why is because I believe in balance.
Balance
And
is
so
good.
I am actively trying to find balance.
Okay, so there's your someday thing.
There's my someday
And
is
so
balance.
Christina tonight is going to write down 3 action items she's going to do to get there, as is everyone else. And so just remember, guys, change is uncomfortable. It hurts sometimes, it's painful, but it's part of the process of growth. Your friends may not approve of what it is that you're doing, but remember, you are the cumulative sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So look at the text messages from those people. What's the tone? What's the context? Is it mom? Is it dad? Is it your best friend? Do they need to go? You're going to be afraid to do these things. What else did we talk about, guys? I mean, we went fear I can't have balance. Your other task, guys, look at your screen time. Look at how much time you're spending on your phone and start setting some limits. Because today when I looked at it, I was like, 3 fucking hours. That better have all been work. Or I need to really reassess what the fuck's going on right now. Because I still got shit to do.
Being a new iPhone user and just discovering that feature, I'm kind of excited to see what it looks like at the
Where
end
it
of the
goes.
week.
Yeah, it's mind blowing.
And thank God you finally got an iPhone because it was so irritating.
Sean just shrugs.
I still miss the Android, but
You missed the Android. Anyway, guys, let's do this. If you are really wanting to make a change in your physical appearance, we got you. If you're that person that walks by the mirror today and you look in the mirror and you cannot stand what you see and it affects you so much, it's affecting your self-confidence, and it's the straw that breaks the camel's back. You look in that mirror and you're like, fuck, I got to make a change. I want you to go to bodyspartan.com and I want you to sign up for our 14-day free trial. You don't have to stay on past the 14 days. It's totally risk-free. You get access to every single one of our programs, and we've got a ton of shredding programs. The nutrition is done for you. It's all custom for your body. We have thousands of people in our private Facebook group that you're going to get access to that have been successful, that are there to support you, to encourage you, to help motivate you. They can point you in the right direction towards all of our motivational videos. The programs are easy. We take the thinking out of it for you. We guarantee they're going to work. You have 2 weeks, 14 days of free access to every one of our programs. If you're listening and you're not on one of our programs, you're not one of our all access pass holders, there is no reason you shouldn't try it. Look in the mirror and ask yourself if you are happy with what you see. If you want to make a change, you can make massive change in 2 weeks, in 14 days. And I'm challenging you to do it. Not because I want to make money off of you, but because I truly want to see you succeed in life. And I truly want to see you be everything that you were destined to be. That's the whole reason I started this company, was to change lives. And I truly believe that what we're doing with this all access pass, with the 14-day free trial, is opening doors that were never available before. So you have all of our tools, all of our support. Sean is the guy you never see. He's there at info@bodyspartan.com answering your questions daily. He pops into the Body Spartan community. Christina's live on Facebook at least once a week, Instagram once a week. She does stories multiple times a week for us. We're here. We are here to help. I'm the one that answers all the fucking Facebook messages.
I answer a lot of the questions.
Yeah,
After I do it live, I do go
you do
on.
a ton of them. I'm sorry, I'm in on the
it's okay.
morning regular, but you do a ton. I mean, you get in there all the time. Danny
Yeah.
Broadhurst is in there as well. Speaking of,
whose birthday is it?
Hey, Danny, happy birthday,
Happy
bro.
birthday.
It is Danny's birthday today. That's right. Danny Broadhurst, our NPC competitor, the big jacked motherfucker, dude.
Oh, speaking of Danny, can we talk about what we're going to be working on with him?
Oh, yeah, totally. Go ahead.
Do you want to put that out there?
Yeah, good.
Big Arm Bible 2?
Yeah. Fucking
Oh.
A, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the program's actually written already and done, but I need to kind of prioritize stuff. So
We need like 3 of Gabe's.
I really do. And you know, the funny thing is, Forge is launched, but I'm still editing the last couple of videos. I haven't told anybody that yet. Like, I am so slammed, and I've got like, I think 6 more videos to edit before.
No, you know what it is because we're all so focused on continuously creating good, relevant new content.
That's really what it is.
And that really is what it is. You know what I mean? I mean, having been part of this company and seeing now this second phase, it's really exciting. And I just have to urge you guys. I mean, seriously, I think I spent $17 at Starbucks getting my kid lunch today because that's what she wanted. And it was like, I mean, it's just crazy to me. This really is a community of some of the most loving and accepting people. And if you really do want to change, not even just this massive change for aesthetics, but just change your life for better and positivity, I mean, you could not find a better group right here.
That's true. Oh, and you know, on that same note, when you sign up for the 14-day free trial, you will have the link to our private Facebook group. I said there's thousands of people and they're ready and willing to help. Please take advantage of that. Go request access. And when you do, we cross-check everything. So just answer the question. It just says, what did you sign up for? Say you signed up for the All Access Pass. Please answer the question, because anybody that doesn't answer questions gets declined.
Yeah, the amount of people who don't answer the question
We just decline them.
outweighs the amount of people who actually do answer the
It's
question.
insane. It's probably like a 10-to-1 ratio, too.
Maybe they
It's-
don't know what to say.
Well, it's really easy. It's like, what did you buy?
What did you buy from us?
I got the All Access Pass. It's that simple. Just so we know that you,
Yeah.
because we keep it private. And here's the thing: once you guys are in, we're not going to boot you.
But
so
they
if you
might
don't,
think it's more philosophical.
no, it's very cut and dry. God damn it, Christina!
What
It's cut
did
and
you
dry.
buy? They're like,
But what I'm getting at is the value here is that you are in that Facebook group, and we're not going to boot you. Even if you don't continue with the 14-day free trial, and you decide not to stay on, you have this group now that is part of your family. And if you just spend a couple of days in that Facebook group, in your allotted screen time, if you spend some time, ask some questions, introduce yourself,
Yeah.
I guarantee you will be shocked at the amount of overwhelming positive responses that you
because
get.
you might need a new network of friends.
I
And those that
guarantee
are on the same
most
journey.
people listening need a new network, and that network of people in the Body Spartan community in the Facebook group, they're amazing people. I mean,
a lot of
they're
motivation that goes on in there.
it's insane.
Yeah.
Like I go in there, I poke my head in. By the time I get to a question, whether it's an hour later or 3 hours later,
Someone's
Yeah.
already gotten
dude,
it.
See,
like
there's
10,
your screen
50
time.
people.
There's your screen time. How
There we go. And if you're gonna have screen time, it's a good way to spend it. Also, guys, again, the Big Arm Bible is free. So you can just go in there. It's a PDF, guys. Go download that. And if you want to pack on some size on your arms, I know it's a kind of a strange place to start because most people want to lose body fat and gain muscle. But if you're just looking to try some workouts, Big Arm Bible comes with nutrition. It's a PDF download. It's not one of our full 12-week programs. It's 30 days. So you don't get the full effect. But dude, we packed an inch in our arms in 30 days, and everybody that does it pretty much gets the same results. So there's a freebie for you
Aren't
guys
the
there, too.
results of the Big Arm Bible shown in the workout we did with CT? Because didn't you
Yeah.
do that?
Oh,
leading
yeah.
up to it.
Jesus,
So
I
if
did.
you want to see what you know,
Yeah, I mean, that was literally it. We journaled everything we did for the workout. We got a phone call 4 weeks before the workout with CT Fletcher, and it was Luke Hawks, and he's like, "Yo, I got you signed up. I hooked you up. We're gonna go work out with CT in 30 days." I'm all, "Oh shit!" So me, Howie, Brandon, Cage, like we all worked out for 30 days, training arms multiple times a week, multiple times a week. And that was the Big Arm Bible. We journaled everything that we did, and it worked, and it's going to work for you. So anyway, go grab that 14-day free trial, please, bodyspartan.com. It's on the homepage. Go make a change in your life, guys. If you like this podcast, if you like listening to this shit, fucking share it. Tell people about it. We want to change some lives here, guys. We want to make an impact. And the only way that's going to happen is if you tell people about it. So share the podcast, share our Body Spartan, share our Facebook page, share our Instagram. We love you guys. We will talk to you next week.
Love you.
Peace.
For more free information on fitness, nutrition, and bodybuilding, visit us at www.bodyspartan.com.
Undeniable, I'm a man with a plan, understand.